Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Big Play Small Talk. It's your boy, Jesse, and we have an amazing and special episode, if you ask me, for you today. Sitting next to me is not only one of my closest friends, but a man that has been in the bleachers with me for Yankee games for a long time, and also in the stands with me for NYCFC games for also a long time. He plays in 2 bands. He has a huge show coming up tomorrow or today. If you're watching it early, make your way out to AMH, man, to catch Psycho Enhancer. I want a man. This is my bro right here. My brother, Dan Enhancer. Man, Dan, what's going on, my bro?
What's up?
Welcome to the show, broski.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's
My
been...
pleasure.
How long have I been trying to get you on this fucking show, bro?
Probably since he started.
You're not lying. You're not lying, man. It's going to make it that much sweeter, though, bro. It's going to make it that much sweeter. So, you excited for tomorrow?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to at least Long Island shows, we've never played a show this big before on Long Island.
Really?
Yeah. And that's where we're from.
Exactly, right? Special?
It's like finally we're playing a real show at home.
Nice.
Any other big show we've ever played is either in this, like Brooklyn or in the city or fucking, in Belgium.
Yeah,
Something like that,
right.
real far away. So
Nice.
It feels good to be playing a really big show.
I mean, the show's
At home.
stacked. If you're into any kind of hardcore or heavy music, you have Psycho Enhancer. You have Bulldoze. You have All Out War. You have E-Town Concrete, and you have Biohazard. That alone is just bonkers.
I mean, I was saying it at practice this week that this is literally, and this isn't no bullshit, these are like my 4 favorite bands.
Yeah, it's like they catered the show just
Like,
to
I'm
you,
telling
right?
you, E-Town #1 by far. I would say probably Biohazard next, then Bulldoze, and now All Out War.
That's insane.
Like
It's
literally,
such a stacked lineup, man.
like those 4 bands are probably in my top 5. So yeah, the lineup's unbelievable. So
If you are making it out, get out there early, catch all the bands. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the show's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be there as early as
it's
possible.
sold out. So
Yeah. Oh, it's sold out. Well, if you're going to be there, I'll see you there.
yeah.
That's so. How long have you been playing in bands? Like, were you in a band before Psycho Enhancer?
No. Psycho Enhancer is the first band. 2004 was when we formed. But like when it came to
2004, son.
yeah, so it's
22 joints.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We were trying to like hoping to get our show like this in 2024, for
Right.
20th anniversary.
Right.
But things didn't work out that way. But I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, did you play in any bands before Psycho?
No, not playing any bands, but like what got me like singing for the first time. It was like I think it was New Year's Eve, 1999. So 99 going into 2000.
Damn, some of the people watching this, bro, weren't even thought of.
So it was a New Year's Eve house party on Long Island, and we're all partying and bands were playing in this girl's basement. And it's funny because
That's fire.
The Psycho Enhancer bassist right now, Doug Miller, it was his band that was playing this show in the basement
Really?
back in 99 or 99, 2000, because it was New Year's Eve, 99. And after they were done playing, I think people started just playing like generic covers, Pantera, I think Deftones, like, new metal, popular new metal shit at the time. And I just picked up a mic and started screaming and just whatever, I don't know, going nuts. I was drunk and
Nice.
it was funny because there's pictures of that night of me singing and stuff. So I actually have a picture of it. But yeah, a lot of people were just saying, holy shit, you should sing in a band, this and that. So, I was friends with Greg, the guitarist, and Doug, the drummer, as well as Doug, the bassist, all at this time. So when, it's like, yeah, the band formed in 04, but we've we've all known each other since the 90s.
I mean, that's 5 years since you picked up the mic and screamed in that basement to the band formed.
So it was like, I mean, me and Greg were always talking about, well, at least I was probably, because I knew Greg knew how to play guitar. Greg was in other bands. And I knew that Greg knew how to play guitar and he was good. And I would always say, like, what I always used to say is like, I think my exact bands would be like, let's be like Hatebreed and Irate and then like No Redeeming. Like it was like, that was like that type of mix, like a really heavy, you know.
Yeah, No Redeeming
but
party
like,
band.
But to me, like the whole thing, like with party band, people think that like, I don't know, it's like fake or not real, but it's like we sang about that because that was our life.
Yeah, tell me about it, right?
Bands write songs about being gangsters and tough and doing all this crazy shit, and it's like that's not their life at all.
yeah, they're not built like that.
I knew that, like, I mean, my life growing up wasn't easy, but like, I know damn well that I'm, you know. Not some crazy hardened gangster who did fucking, you know, 10 years in the can or some shit.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
What I do know is that, you know, got a little mental problems and like to party.
I like to talk about them in my songs,
You know?
right? So now, between 1999 and 2004, was the aspiration to be in a band? Were you like, yo, fuck it, let's start a band? Or did the conversation come up often enough for you to be like, maybe this is something we should do?
I'm not sure how persistent I was with it because I know I was still in high school. I know for a fact, once I was out of high school in 2002 is when I graduated high school. That's probably when I was more like, what the fuck do I do?
Right.
You know, I think at the time, all I was doing was playing hockey. I was playing roller hockey and roller hockey leagues and really wanting to do the band. I'd say right out of high school, 2002 was when I was like, we got to figure something out.
Right.
And then I think, again, Doug, the drummer, he was a drummer and we knew him and he was drumming in other bands.
Right.
And I think we ended up he used to have parties at his house too back then. And
jamming?
Yeah. So I think one time we started jamming and I remember I think it was a Hatebreed cover. Just jamming on like Hatebreed. I even think just like playing a Shattered Realm breakdown.
Nice.
Like singing over that, like just fucking around.
Right.
That type of shit. And then I think eventually it came to let's actually start a band. And me and Greg, I remember when we were talking about it, we like wrote Boozing It Up that night.
Oh, shit.
On an acoustic. Greg wrote it on an acoustic guitar, and I wrote the lyrics right then and there. And it was funny because when I wrote the lyrics, I wrote the exact date. And I think it was like August 27th, 2004 or something I wrote.
Oh, shit.
So I actually like knew the exact date of the 20th.
Right.
You know, this is the 20th.
Is that like the official anniversary of Psycho there?
Yeah,
August 24th, you said?
I think it was 27th. I'd have to...
And one of those. From there, it's on the paper.
Yeah, it's on the paper. And I know when we re-released the old songs, we put out a little EP in 2024. The day that EP came out was that date.
Oh, shit.
I did that on purpose.
Fire.
Because those were the 2004 demo songs, you know, remixed and remastered, and then we re-released it in 2024. But a big thing too that I'm leaving out is with Psycho Enhancer is that the name actually was birthed 2 years before the band even existed.
Really?
Yeah. So I left this out. So we got to time travel back to 2002. Again, I was in the process of grad. So my senior year, everyone else is a year older than me, so they were already out of high school.
Okay.
And unrelated to music, it was just we're going to Montreal right now.
You're just out.
It was like Friday, we're going. I'm like, all right, so
nice.
Boom. We drove out to Montreal, but I was 17 at the time.
Oh shit.
Big fuck. I was like, am I gonna cross the border?
yeah, seriously.
But no problem at all. I got in. You know, whatever. But while we were up there, it was a lot of reckless, drunken,
shenanigans,
like stuff where
straight shenanigans.
I could be serving life in prison, like in Canada, like all of us could, like multiple different people could be serving life sentences. Like we went up, yes.
Nice.
The amount of chaos.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, and it was like to a point where like we literally fled the country. We got into a crazy car accident. I have 2 scars on my fucking leg to this day from the car accident. Yeah.
What? And you got up out of there as soon as the accident? You got out of
No, the
there?
accident was just one part of it. There was like 5 other instances that were way crazier than the accident.
It was one of those things like, if we don't get out of this country right now.
Yeah, it's like we don't know what's going to happen.
So now how did the name come about?
So just during this whole spree, I was saying like, you know, beer is a psycho enhancer. Like we drink this shit and we just fucking go psycho. This enhances the psycho.
That is awesome.
So for the next, it was always, are we getting psycho enhanced tonight? Like we would say that.
That is awesome.
We enhancing the psycho, like shit like that. You're getting psycho enhanced.
So it was basically a term about partying.
Beer.
Yeah.
You're drinking some psycho enhancers right now? Hell yeah.
Oh, that's fire. So we need to bring that back. Yo, I'm having a psycho enhancer right now. Son.
I'm enhancing my psycho. Leave me alone. You know?
That's awesome, bro.
That was but then when me and Greg were like, yo, we're going to make this fucking band and we're going to call it, I know we were trying to think of a name. I remember we had a couple of ideas. And then when we asked Doug, the drummer, we said, hey, you want to drum for this band? You know, this is what we want it to sound like. You know, I said, hate, breed, irate, no redeeming type of sound. And he was like, yeah, but we got to call it Psycho Enhancer.
And it was like,
and then I was like, holy shit, yes, 100%, we got to call the band Psycho Enhancer.
Right.
And then that was it. And then, so yeah, the band, you know, the name was around 2 years before the band even existed. And then we started jamming probably that summer, but, you know, it's crazy because even back then, everything moved slow. And even to this day, everything just moves slow.
It moves at its own pace for the most part.
Because, all right, August 2004, we wrote 6 songs, but our first show wasn't until April.
That was my
of 05.
That was my next question. Do you remember your first show? Who was on it?
Yeah. I don't remember who was on it, but it was a Tuesday night type of metal show or whatever.
Right.
And this guy who was booking the shows back then, Jay in the Pit. I don't know if you remember him, Finn's Pub, Shaker's Pub,
right?
All that whole scene. He's the one who got Finn's Pub, Shaker's Pub.
Right.
It was all him back then. Because after Almost Home Cafe went down, he got Finn's Pub. And then Finn's Pub, boom, became Shaker's, and now you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think I just, it was MySpace. I think I was like, oh, this guy in the Pit's booking shows. I emailed him. And I said, well, you know, we haven't played a show yet. I think we had some music on the MySpace. And he booked us. And oh, that's right, we did. We played with a band called Oh the Horror. They were from Long Island. And those are some of the guys in, they're in like a thrash metal band now, Electrocutioner.
Okay.
It's some pretty sick stuff. But shout out to Mark, Oh the Horror, because that was our first show. And he was there, and I remember he really set up, you know, he really liked us.
Right.
A few people after that show were like, yo, you guys were sick.
You guys
like,
are tight, right? Yeah.
That was awesome, this and that. And then like, all right, you know, I was sick. And then our second show was on Long Island, and it was actually like a somewhat decent hardcore show. It was with Freya, the
okay,
Crisis singer.
Freya, yeah.
And then we played with a few Long Island bands. Who was the other? I think there was some other. I can't think of.
I mean, you guys must have. How many songs you had before your first show?
We probably had 6 or 7.
So you have 6 or 7, and you said you played your first show in April, and you formed in August. So you guys must have sounded tight.
Yeah.
You know, everybody must have been like, "Yo, what the fuck? These dudes sound tight." For the most part, sometimes you see these new bands, and you're like.
But also too, like I mean, I also just feel like. I mean, I know at the end of the day, it's all the same type of music, but I do feel like our style is there's very few that actually have it.
Absolutely. It's definitely. I mean, listen, man.
I feel like Greg writes some really obscure riffs for dropped tuned hardcore. Like it's like, whoa, how you know? And I just feel like the structure of the songs is kind of not your typical stuff. So I feel like sometimes people don't like that, though. You know, they're so used to this.
I think I would say I met you 10 years later after Psycho formed in like 2014, and you handed me Broke as Fuck in the back of the Morgan.
No, it was had to be 2012.
2012?
Yeah, because that's when
Broke as Fuck. You were handing out demos for Broke as Fuck?
Didn't we sign in 2013?
Was it?
Or I think we even signed in 2012.
2012 to the point. So I have
we were making contact at least.
Right. And for those who don't know, because I know a lot of people know me from like my sports space and everything, I have a hardcore and metal record label called To The Point Records that I've had since 2012. We've thrown some of the heaviest shows, most violent shows in all of New York City. And at one point, we were the only record label putting out and promoting New York City hardcore bands. We were in the back of a venue called the Morgan, and Dan hands me Broke as Fuck. And as a record label, me and my partner, Jay Burns, shout out to Jay Burns, my brother, we were looking for talent. And once I heard Broke as Fuck, I was like, what the fuck is this? It's literally just party music. It's like literally like when you listen to it, you want to enhance the psycho. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then like we remained in contact. We went all the way out to, where was it? Wine Dance? Where did we go out?
When I lived in Deer Park, but the closest train station was Wine Dance.
So, we were on the Long Island Railroad. We were talking to some girl. Some girl was like, "Where you going?" We were like, "Wine Dance." She was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "I don't think you want to go out there." But Dan picked me up. Me and Jay, we went back to his crib.
That was definitely 2012.
It had to be 2012. Yeah.
When we were handing out the Broke as Fuck shit, that was 2011 and 2012.
Right.
That was released in July of 2011.
Yeah, so it had to be 2012.
In 2012, we still were handing that shit out.
Yeah. And it's like, we made a deal to put out their new shit and re-release their old shit. I mean, they went on tour. They went to Belgium and played Yperfest. Like, if you don't know, it's one of the biggest hardcore festivals in all of Europe. But like that band, once I heard it, I was like, Jesus, Murphy. And this is before, like, after that, me and him have become the closest of friends. I'm talking about, we have gotten into some shenanigans ourselves. I'm not going to incriminate in anything or something like that. That whole McGriddle incident, which was the best. To make a long story short, somebody at McDonald's got hit in the face with a McGriddle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But twice. One had ketchup on it, and which is hilarious. And then the best part about it is we're walking away, and he's in the window, and you could tell he's calling the cops, and I'm laughing because I could just imagine the 911 call. Hell, 911? Yeah, I just got assaulted with the breakfast sandwich. Yo, I was dying. We walked out. We had a good time.
There was actually a flip phone video of that at the time.
Flip phone video. This is before we could even think about what we're doing now.
That incident was probably 2013, 2012, something. Same type of.
How crazy was that? Like, not for nothing, like, two separate sides of the world. When you linked up with us, it was like family automatically. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so let's double back. So now you play your second show, and now when was your first tour? When was like, Psycho's going on tour? And you guys booked your tours yourself. Yeah, I know that shit for a fact. So and they weren't no like regular, we're going from here to Jersey, and then they're going to Arizona, Oklahoma, like Texas. They're playing all these states that you would need promoters and bookers to get into, and they did that to themselves. So cheers to that. Cheers to that. It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
No, it's not. Because when you do it that way, a lot of your free time is in a fucking McDonald's or a coffee shop.
Absolutely.
Typing for people, looking for shows in Kansas.
Right.
Shit, Iowa.
And I can imagine when a show gets canceled then you're literally trying to find, there's a show in this city. Let's see if we could get on that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what we did a lot. And we actually that kind of worked a few times, maybe like 3 times ever, where like just roll up to the show, talk to the guy.
Really? Yeah. I mean, shit.
Let us play. We're here.
If I booked the show and the band came up and said that, you have to respect it. Oh yeah, there's a spot for you. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It is what it is.
But yeah, the first tour that wasn't until 2010.
2010. So you guys played locally for 5 joints before you decided to book your own show?
I mean, the furthest we probably went was like Massachusetts.
Okay.
Before that.
Okay.
Or, PA, something
Right,
like that.
right.
But like 2010, the first one we did was down to Florida. So we did just down the whole East Coast, down to Florida.
North Carolinas and stuff like that.
Georgia,
Gotcha.
Things like that. Delaware, I think we played. Baltimore. And then I think 2011, we did a winter tour again down to Florida. And then the summer of 2011 was when we actually went to California. We drove.
You drove from NY to Cali.
Yeah, it was like a full U.S. tour.
Right.
Where
right.
we started in New York and I think we went, Midwest first, down into Canada, and then Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Carolina. I think we did a couple of shows in like Tallahassee, like the top of Florida.
Shit.
And then back up to New York. But, it was, like I said, when you're doing it the DIY way, it's not pretty.
Was that the tour with the garage?
The garage. I mean, there's been a lot of garages.
You told when you jumped off didn't you jump off a garage and land on a chair?
No. That was someone's roof.
Yo, that was that same tour?
That was a few years later. I think that was the next year. That was 2012.
Was that the tour with that kid that bugged out? You want to talk about that one? The one that you wrote Handle Your Shit about?
Kid that bugged out.
Remember you wrote Handle Your Shit about it. You party with him, and then the next day
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
it's not like I wrote it about him, but it's like that instance. It's like
it's what influenced the song.
Not so much because I wouldn't say because that particular instance was it, but you can say that as an example.
You want to talk about it?
I don't know, man.
I mean, listen,
fucking. I think we were in somewhere in Louisiana, and somebody who was last seen partying with us didn't wake up.
Yeah, but now that sounds a little crazy. He was into other things.
Oh yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. So the song I rewrote a song in 2013, "Handle Your Shit," and I've always felt this way though. It's like you gotta handle your shit.
Of course, no matter what.
But that song has a lot of different meanings. Handle your shit in all aspects of life.
Absolutely.
But also in the sense of like, all right, yeah, this is Psycho Enhancer. Like you talk about a lot of crazy shit, but you gotta handle your shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because there is death, there's prison, there's mental institutions.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
They ain't fun places.
No, yeah.
And if you ain't handling your shit,
you'll end up in some of these places.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what the song is about. It's like, I've never been the one when someone says, yo, I gotta calm down. I gotta take a step back.
Yeah, there's no peer pressure.
I'm never like the type to be like, oh, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Likewise.
In a real serious way. It's like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Absolutely.
I've been there.
Everybody's been there. Yeah.
So that's what that song's about. And yeah, in this particular instance, it's like, but but then you find out, oh, he's on pills, he's doing this, he's doing that. Go. It's like, all right, well, we didn't give him pills. We're not giving him pills.
Absolutely.
We didn't do any of that shit. We're fucking drinking beer and smoking weed.
Right.
None of us really, doing heroin, crazy fucking shit
now,
like that.
In that instance, you crashed? Were you crashing into somebody's? Because on tour, if you're on tour and you're in a band,
we crashed
sometimes
everywhere.
You crash on people's floors. Sometimes they have a garage for you to crash. Sometimes they're like, you could park the van in my driveway and you could crash there. So like, life on the road's rough, man. Sometimes you got to get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So was it an instance where you were crashing in somebody's spot?
Yeah.
And then the next day, you all woke up and son just didn't?
Well, it was we woke up and he had wandered off.
Oh, he wandered off somewhere.
Yeah, and then the kid messaged us and was like, "Yo, we found his body. Oh my god!"
Oh shit, like that. Bro, that's crazy. Yo, rest in peace to that kid, man.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, we don't know his name, but rest in peace to son. Like that's a rough way. But like you said, another thing is, man, like I get it. Like,
But you know the singer of Drowning Pool?
right?
You know, he fucking OD'd and died.
Right.
And he was last seen partying with Pantera, Phil Anselmo.
Really?
Yeah, you can Google that.
Oh, shit. You got to handle your shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You got to handle your shit.
That's what the song's about. It's like, yeah, all right, Psychodancer, drinking beer, fucking drinking, drinking
Having
beers,
wings, united by the brew,
going,
but you got to slow
getting
down.
crazy. But it's like at the same time, you got to handle your shit.
The thing is, like, I can see like a band coming from New York. You go to like a small town. These kids are like, holy shit.
Yeah.
These fucking dudes are from New York. Look how cool they're all. They're pounding beers. Yo, I wanna be chilling with them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, they take their party a little too far. In those little small towns, you don't know what they got going on over there, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But talk about a tour story, man. Damn, son.
But yeah, like back to your other point, like, yeah, we're always crashing at someone's house.
Right.
Or we're straight up sleeping in the van.
Right.
I brought a military cot on tour.
Nice.
That would fold up. So
nice.
Set that shit up in a Walmart parking lot.
Gotta do it. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Back in 2011, 2012, like we were all broke. Mm-hmm. There was, I think I had the most money out of anyone in the band.
Right.
I think I was the only one that had like a somewhat of a decent job and was funding a lot of the stuff at the time.
Right.
We all went through our phases. I mean, the band's been together for 22 years.
That's what a band is, man.
Dude, there's been phases of me being the broke one and everyone supporting me. There's been phases where I'm buying new cymbals and I'm fixing the guitar amp and doing this and doing all this stuff for it. And then there's times where Greg was fronting up all the money for this and that. So,
You know how hard is it? You know how hard it is for a band to remain a band for 22 years, bro? Yeah. Bands don't last long, bro. I've signed bands and recorded albums and they broke up before they played their first show.
And the album came out.
How am I going to sell that album? How am I going to promote it? It's impossible, bro. Yeah. It's impossible. But for you guys, it's just like, so now, boom, you guys, so 2011, you guys do that tour. So now 2012, we link up.
Yeah.
Back in the Morgan, I think it was just me, Jay, and Gutter Christ.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gutter.
Oh yeah.
And then you pop up, and then I think you knew Gutter.
Yeah, because Gutter had booked us in Jersey, and I think Gutter was probably 2008 was the first time we played a Gutter show.
Shout out to Gutter Christ, man. Yeah. Like legit, for real. Shout out to Gutter Christ.
I say it all the time.
He's a solid dude, bro. He's one of the nicest, kindest fucking people you ever met in your life, bro. He will do anything. He'll give you the shirt off his back if you really need it, man. So shout out to Gutter Christ, man. For real. That's my bro.
Much agreed. I think, I remember partying at his house when we first met him too. I don't even remember what town. I remember we played a fest he did, a Toxic Fest, he called it.
I love Toxic Fest.
But it was like a massive snowstorm, turned into like a massive drop fest. Everyone started dropping. No, but it was like a blizzard.
I remember that.
And we were
2018?
Dude, this was like 2012.
Oh shit!
Maybe we were coming back from our winter tour or some shit.
Right.
And, we were driving in, and I remember like we slept in front of Gutter's house in the snowstorm. Like we woke up, the car was just covered in
You were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, we knew it was snowing.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of that. Like with us, we rarely ever got a hotel.
Right.
Unless like somebody was like bought us out. We have crazy stories of me and Greg one time convinced some random people to let us sleep in their hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Randos.
Yeah, like Greg found these like drunk frat guys, and he was like, "Yo, man, like, can I sleep on the floor? Like, we got no place to stay." Then so they let these guys me and Greg into his hotel room, where like, yo, his girlfriend's like sleeping in the bed.
Shut the fuck. They're like, sleep on it. Such a Greg move. Shout out to Greg.
So fucking. The girl wakes up and she's like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And sees me on the floor and Greg's over there on the floor. And Greg's like, "Your boyfriend said it was okay."
And what, they weren't in the room or he was sleeping?
He was like in the bathroom, and there was other people on the other bed. Like, "Get out of here, guys!" Started screaming and shit. He's like, "Guys, you gotta leave."
Nah, that's fucking classic.
That was in Cleveland.
Cleveland?
After I think Summer of Hate. We played
that's
Cleveland.
funny, son.
Yeah, we for some reason we were just like, yeah, we can't drive through the night. We had so much van problems, shit breaks down.
Yeah. It's sketchy to get caught out there in the night. You know what I mean? And then after you play a show, you figure, yo, I want to chill for a bit. I want to have a couple beers in the venue, see what's up with the city. You know what I'm saying? Be on the road in the morning kind of shit, you know? So 2012, you link up with me. And then what was touring like? Because I know, like I said, we made an agreement. We put out Broke as Fuck Again. We did Party Like a Psycho.
Yeah.
And then we were going to do Every Last Drop, right? Correct?
Yeah, well, I think like right in 2013, we did Handle Your Shit right away.
We did Handle Your Shit.
Video.
Yep. That was fun.
Because the Handle Your Shit was out 2 years before Every Last Drop came out.
And we did like a full production, like they played the song 5 or 6 times. I'm in the beginning of the video. We're rolling up joints. It was like literally the best time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a link to the video in this bio. You guys got to check it out. It's such a good video, man. But yeah, we had a good time recording that. It was in Jersey. It was Gutter Crisis show, right?
Yeah, it was. I think that was another one of his.
Was it Toxic Fest?
I think. I don't think he does that anymore. But
I don't think
back
so
in that era, he was doing like a Toxic Fest every year.
Right.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Like even like watching the outtakes of that.
Oh, hilarious!
Like I've never really shown anybody that stuff because there's a lot of cool, like just in general mosh.
Oh, fire!
Yeah,
B-roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But and then it's like you see some of the people too that were at that show.
That's such a long time ago, bro.
I was like, holy fuck!
What are we talking about? Almost 9 years ago, son. 8 years ago.
That was probably in 2013 or 14. Was that Toxic Fest?
Really?
Yeah. So
when, let's see, my timeline shot. So when did I thought Every Last Drop came out in 2016. 15. All right, I'm a year behind everything.
The record release was the first Beatdown Nation at the place.
Right.
Enemy Mine, Lifeless,
yes,
and Us.
I remember that show.
Yeah.
2015, you're absolutely right. I do remember. Yeah. I remember the rollout now.
That was probably one of the best shows Psycho Dancer ever had, was that one, definitely.
That shit was violent.
Yeah.
People were getting knocked out. There was blood everywhere. I know it sounds crazy for those who don't listen to hardcore or don't listen to metal, but it's pretty routine if you go to hardcore metal shows. You're gonna see somebody get mosh hit and then you blood and whatever. But it tends to get a little extreme when we go, people might fly through a merch table. There might be garbage cans being thrown. There might be a fan being thrown. Mic stand. You just got to keep your head on the swivel when you come to a Beatdown Nation. Just saying. I'm just saying. Am I lying there? Shit goes down at Beatdown Nation. That's what I'm saying. To the Point Records. I'm proud. That's one thing we can't be proud of is we throw some shindigs.
A lot of controversy.
We've been banned from a lot of venues in the city. They didn't want to deal with us after our Beatdown Nations. Safe to say, we made amends with the last venue, and hopefully, we got another Beatdown Nation coming soon. Not officially announced. We're still working out some kinks, but listen, man, keep your ears out, bro. To the Point Records is not dead, baby. We nesting. We're hibernating right now. Hibernation. So, 2015, Every Last Drop. Now, with that being said, you did the Puerto Rico tour, right? You went to PR.
Yeah, the Puerto Rico was...
was it with Doomsday? Did you go with Doomsday?
We did, that's right. 2014. So that was before Every Last Drop even came out.
Yeah.
But I remember Every Last Drop, it was just, I just think, you remember there was just delays and studio and this, and I had a bunch of issues going on. I couldn't sing, I was sick, and this and that. And
you definitely had a lot of things going on, and the inspiration behind Every Last Drop.
So like Every Last Drop was something that could have probably come out. I mean, if we were like, it definitely could have came out in 2014, but there was just too much shit going on to where it couldn't really dedicate the time to getting it done.
Right.
Plus, it was a full length.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was a fucking 3-song EP. That was 12
it
fucking songs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it wasn't your typical Psycho Enhancer. That was more of like full type of more, I guess, metallic influence.
Right. Absolutely.
Instead of more of like the punk.
Punk party pop. Now I don't want to use poppy, but like heavier, kind of like I want to party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like that one too. It's like when I listen back, I'm not a big fan of the vocals just because I know how much better I could do them. Like you don't understand what the hell was happening,
bro. You went through a lot, bro.
Because like I had this thing going on where my larynx would spasm.
Do you want to fill the people
out of nowhere?
If you want to fill them in on like what was going on, you don't have to be into details, but
Well, basically it's easy. I had to handle my shit.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
In the sense of where, it's like, and then this is where it's like, here we are years later where, you can reflect and just say like, at the end of the day, I feel like, if I didn't get sick, the band would probably be in a way better position nowadays in the sense of like popularity or like more chances and opportunities, because a lot of things, we lost a lot of opportunities. We canceled a lot of tours. We had a lot of shit booked and it was like, oh, can't
but
do it.
that literally came out of nowhere. Like we were at me and you were at a Yankee game. I'll never forget. Yeah. We were at a Yankee game and you said you got winded going up the stairs.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. And you didn't even tell me at the game. You told me a couple days later when you were already in the hospital. And he was like, oh, I went to the game with you and I was tired going up the stairs. I was like, why didn't you fucking say something to me? You're hanging out with me the whole time. We're killing Guinnesses and shit, chilling. And you don't even tell me that you're not feeling well. And it ended up being something serious. And he had to handle his shit. And, it just, with that being said, you weren't feeling your best. A lot of those lyrics written were influenced by that, right?
Yeah.
They were influenced by the trials and tribulations that you were going through.
It's
at
like
that
every
time.
last drop could have been like 2 separate EPs, which is probably what we should have did.
Right.
Especially nowadays and how music is like that now.
Right.
Nobody's putting out full length.
Nah, 6
everything's,
songs.
Everything's EPs. Because a lot of some songs on Every Last Drop were written in 2012, maybe even some started in 2011. So, all right, we did Broke as Fuck, but then these are the songs we started right after that. And then when I got sick, it was like new songs started getting written.
Right.
So the lyrical kind of like went towards more of that, whereas some of the earlier songs that were written in that era were kind of not so much, back in 04, but more so like Handle Your Shit was one of those songs to where, all right, it's not so much like a party song, but it's still like in that realm. It's like, yo, party, but you got to handle your shit.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants, if you're the type getting hammered and then you get your ass jumped every fucking night, that's a problem.
Yeah, you got to handle your shit.
Someone else is handling your shit.
Either that or learn
that
how to
ain't
fight.
good either. So, you got to, because, people, that's the thing too. Like, hey, I could fucking drink and get psycho enhanced and, I'm not gonna fucking rob somebody.
Absolutely.
Some people fucking drink and they
don't know how to act.
Aggressive. They want to fucking fight and kill.
Yeah.
And that there was a song I wrote on Party Like a Psycho, Wasted Life. That's probably the first like serious psycho enhancer song where it's like I'm drinking because it's like it's the opposite for me. Like I drink and I don't want to kill anymore.
Right.
I drink and I want to have fun and it's everything. I love life.
Right.
Whereas like when I'm not in that state, I got anger issues.
Right.
Fucking road rage.
And I remember having conversations with you in those times where you weren't feeling well and you were expressing those thoughts, being like, yo, damn, this shit sucks, my bro. And I always told you, I was like, dude, do what you got to do now, because I promise you we're going to be chilling in the future. I know it
100%.
sucks now. Remember, I know it sucks now, dude. and you feel like you're alone, but I got your back, bro. And like, trust me, we're gonna make it through this, and we're gonna be chilling, right? Yeah. In those times when you're writing, see, now that you know that Dan was going through a lot, like physically, and like he was hospitalized for a while. When you go back and listen to every last drop, you'll hear that oomph. You know what I'm saying? You can hear like the emotion behind the music. Us that knew what you were going through, when we look, my hairs are standing up. I get the goosebumps. Look at that shit, son, instantly. Yeah. When you listen to the music, you understand, yo, I knew what he was going through. You appreciate the music a little more. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You're like, damn, in his toughest times, this is the music that he was writing. It's easy when it's Psycho and Hands here. We're all fucking drinking and chilling and having fun. Those lyrics come easily. Yeah. But when you're going through that emotional shit and you're feeling the feelings that sometimes you can't just express to anybody, how did the process come when you were in such a bad mental state and you still found the time and effort to put that down into paper? Was it like therapeutic for you, or was it something like, oh shit, I have to get this down?
I think it was more like, I have to get this down.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of, I guess it's just more just like piecing things together.
Right.
All right, well, what's happening? What am I feeling here? You know, things like that. But a lot of it too, I think a lot of it is like, all right, you know, I mentioned it before, like just growing up in general, you know, I had a lot of crazy shit happening in my life as a child and to my parents, things like that, to where that kind of really shaped my whole anger attitude towards life, you know,
like jaded, you know what I'm saying?
Certain things happen to you when you're fucking 7 years old.
Trauma's
like,
real. Trauma's real, bro.
Certain things happen, and like your whole fucking perspective changes.
Absolutely. Believe me, I know exactly how you feel.
So, you know, and then, you know, I feel like having that anger and that mentality throughout all my younger, like literally all my school years, middle school, high school.
So when did you get into heavy music? Were you always into heavy music? Or was it the anger and the aggressions what led you to heavy music? And what was the first band you ever got into? That's a good question.
Yeah, I would say like I was definitely obsessed with Nirvana.
Right.
At some point, definitely.
How old were you?
I was definitely, it was probably 93, so because he was still alive.
Right.
So I remember when he died.
Fucked you up?
Didn't really fuck me up, but it was just like, whoa, he's dead? Like, what happened? Like, I didn't really understand the whole overdose and everything that happened behind it, but I definitely was like into Nirvana. I was into Metallica. I think like, I'm just trying to think of like, so when I first heard Enter Sandman, I thought it was heavy.
Riffage.
You know, I was just like, whoa, like I heard that probably in the time it came out, which I believe was like 92.
Right.
So I probably heard that song in the same time as Nirvana, stuff like that. I thought Smells Like Teen Spirit. I thought that guitar riff was heavy. I remember thinking that Jimi Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower was heavy.
Right.
I was like, whoa, I liked.
So you loved riffage for the most part.
Yeah, I just thought like the guitar riff had a really sick tone to it in that song. And to me, it was like, I was like, yeah, like I like this.
Right.
You know, and I'm just wanting more. And I'm thinking like, I think, so I knew of Enter Sandman, but then I heard fucking, I think it was Master of Puppets by Metallica. Jeez. And at that point, I was like, whoa, this is...
next level shit,
yeah,
right?
So I think because I had a friend in like, I mean, geez, we were probably in like 5th grade, something like that. And I used to go to his house, and it was just a house where like no supervision.
Yeah, party crib.
You know, older brother's 23 showing us Metallica, like that type of thing.
Fucking A, man.
You know,
nice.
It was like kind of like that, like, oh, Master of Puppets, oh, this heavier band, Pantera. Then obviously Pantera was, I was like, whoa, like this.
Now, do you think like growing up the way you did, did that because when I got into hardcore and metal, it's because I felt like an outcast. I've had my own trauma, and I just didn't feel accepted by the hip hop crowd. I always skateboarded. I was into. So when I I was in the same way, like Pantera and shit. But then Hatebreed, Perseverance was the first album that really got me into hardcore. Then you dated back, and it was just that feeling of being like, yo, fuck that shit. Now I grew up listening to like DMX and shit, and you hear DMX's lyrics, I got blood on my hands because there's no remorse. I got blood on my dick. So you hear Hatebreed, and it's like he's screaming, but his lyrics are so positive, bro. It's like the complete opposite. So that's, again, what attracted me to it. I was like, all right, these lyrics, for the most part, yes, it's loud and it's in your face and it's screaming at you, but it's positive. It's about taking care of your peoples. It's about not being a sucker. It's about, standing there for your family and shit like that. So it made it, to me, I was just like, whoa. I was blown away by it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, for me at least, it like, growing up and dealing with certain situations and like kind of feeling that aggressiveness, that anger towards the world. Like, you know what? Sometimes like, yo, fuck everybody. I'm going through some shit. Nobody's going to help me get through it. Nobody's going to help me get out of it. All I got is me. And sometimes hearing somebody fucking scream in your ears, bro, makes it so much easier to deal with, you know?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's, like same thing with me because, all right, I'm a little bit of Metallica, whatever's on the radio, but I'm always just like, I still want more. Like, I know there's something else out there. And then, luckily I had an older sister, I had an older cousin, a few older cousins, and, they were all into like, my sister was into punk rock. Mm-hmm. So I knew about like Operation Ivy and like Rancid and, like Bouncing Souls she was into, stuff like that. And then my cousin, he was actually into like hardcore. Like he knew
legit hardcore.
Yeah, like he was involved in the Long Island hardcore scene at the time. And but I didn't, he's 4 years older than me. So I think he got me into like Korn. This was probably in like 97 when I was, I guess, old enough to kind of. So I heard like the first Korn album, and it just like blew me away.
Right.
Because that's where it was like
self-titled.
Yeah, self-titled, and just being like the lyrics. I was like, whoa! Like I've never heard somebody sing songs like this.
Right.
I wanted to say too with Metallica, when I heard Master of Puppets, when you say about lyrics, the song "Sanitarium" by Metallica, there's like a song where he's like, keep me locked up in this cage. Can't you see my brain says rage? That shit.
Like, whoa!
So when I heard that as like a fucking 7-year-old kid, I was like, I related so much to that.
That's what I was trying
lyric.
To say. That's exactly what I was trying to say in my last
and so when I
statement.
You read that lyric now as me in my fucking 40s now, I'm just like, it's
cheesy.
It's like I could see why an 8-year-old would have life-changing moments from that.
Yeah. You were probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just remember being like, whoa, like people think like that because that's how I feel.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with the Korn album, forget about it. It was like, whoa, this is like next level. This guy's way more fucked up than I am, that type of shit. And then, Deftones. But so, yeah, I was into those bands. But then one time I was in my cousin's room.
I'm listening to my brother.
He was away. I think he went to college in like Colorado or something. And, it sucked because I used to hang out with him all the time and go to shows, and he was gone now. But I remember being at his house and looking through all his CDs. And, because he wasn't there, I would borrow the CDs. And this is back in 98, 99, 2000, where it's like CD, that was like a high. You got a CD, holy
it's
shit.
insanity, yeah.
So, I took he had three hardcore CDs that I took randomly, just, by looking at it. Yeah. It was the self-titled VOD, the green one,
nice.
The lava, 25 to Life, Strength Through Unity, Spirit Remains EP. and then Sick of It All, Built to Last.
Oh, I mean,
and like
3
those,
bangers,
yeah, like those 3, but they're all different.
Yeah, they are actually they are very different.
Because Sick of It All, I remember listening to Sick of It All and being like, this is so sick. It's like my sister's punk rock, but like heavier and cooler. I liked it way more. I related way more
Built
to the
to
lyrics.
Last is the shit, bro.
That's one of their best ones.
Oh, Built to Last is the shit.
And then the self-titled VOD changed my whole life. That's like what you said about Perseverance.
Yeah.
That, because when I heard that, I was like, the way he sang, the fucking lyrics, like,
right.
You know, that Green album has amazing lyrics. Like,
right.
You know, just a lot of awesome shit, a lot of unique shit in that stuff. And luckily I was able to see, I think my first hardcore show my cousin took me to, and it was like VOD and Glassjaw.
Oh, shit.
And this was Glassjaw before the Roadrunner shit. They were...
This was Glassjaw
Kiss,
before...
Kiss, Bang, Bang.
Yeah,
era.
before when 8 becomes 2 zeros, right?
Yeah, before when they got signed to Roadrunner.
Right.
But I remember at the time, Glassjaw's pit was fucking crazy.
Heavy, yeah. Those pits were fucking crazy.
I remember just being like, you know, almost getting my head kicked off, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because I just remember, like, because I didn't know what they sounded like.
If you're done with that brew, you could crack the other one.
I just remember,
bro.
like, seeing it and being like, whoa, people were going crazy for this fucking band. You know, VOD, and it was awesome, too. It was at a little I think it was like a VFW hall.
Fire.
Something like that.
There you go.
I fucking loved it.
Fucking hooked.
I actually want to try, I thought you had the red one there.
What, one of these?
Yeah.
You want one of those? This was the beers that I was getting from Spain. Yeah, I got you.
Try something new.
I got you. 1 second, my bro. 1 second. Head to the fridge real quick.
Yeah. Psycho Enhancer intermission.
Yeah, man. Here you go, my brother. Oh, right down. Alright. Fucking sneaker, bro. Come on. Alright, we good. Yeah. So when me and Evelyn went to Barcelona, this is all we were drinking. And I just found a 6-pack of that shit. Estrellas, but not the Estrellas that we know. Some other shit. Mahou.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, they're not bad, right?
The other one was good too.
Fucking yeah, that dab shit when they did the Club World Cup, Borussia Dortmund, they did like a party somewhere in Greenpoint, and they had like that's like a Dortmund beer, and they were cheaper than everybody's beer we were there. I think they were like $5, and I must have had like 15 of them shits. They were so fucking good. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So my brother, boom, where we at? We're at 2016 now. We're at every last drop, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess like with my illness, it would be like, all right, I'm doing all right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, now you're fucking back in the hospital.
Yeah,
oh, I'm doing
man.
all right. Oh, we can play these shows. Oh, we got a tour. That I think in 2016, the shit happened again. Like I think, fucking, we were supposed to. There was a band that was really popular at the time, Drowning. I don't even remember them.
Chicago. Shout out to Drowning. They came and played for us.
We were supposed to do a couple of big things with them, and I remember, you know, I think we ended up still playing the New York and Jersey show, but we didn't do the whole run.
You were supposed to do the run with them. I do remember that.
You know, so it's like I just feel like, and there was just a bunch of.
And when you were playing these shows, it was like it took a lot out of you, bro. Like you were out of commission for days after. Like if you guys knew what it took for him to play beforehand, like and after, and mind you, every time you played, you sounded tight as fuck. You know what I mean? You might not. You're very critical about yourself. You are very critical about you, your band, and everything. Me on the outside, a fan of the music, would probably don't know like the fun, not the fun, but like the you know the tunes and this, that, and the third. Somebody that's just there to fucking wild out and mosh and sing along. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, he didn't palm mute that breakdown.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, critical motherfucker.
The whole show is ruined.
It's ruined. Just drop the mic and get off the fucking stage. But for the most part, man, you really you gave it your all, and that again is respectable, man. Like literally, Dan, like for real, you've been through a whole lot of shit. And when you the term "for the love of," bro. He is the definition of for the love of. When your health's on the line and you're not feeling good, you're vomiting all types of green shit. Remember that shit?
Well, yeah, that was the Europe tour was a wake up because I was like, holy fuck, like I don't know if we had to do a whole month-long tour, I don't think I would have
What
lasted.
you did 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. It was amazing time.
Yeah.
But it was brutal on my body.
On your body, right, man? Damn, bro. And like literally, he sacrificed so much
Before
just to
the
go on
biggest
tour.
show we've ever played at Eperfest, I was puking before the set. And then after the set, and I remember Tom from Headshot was
Shout
like...
out to Tom. Love
he
you,
was like-
brother.
He's like, just don't puke on stage. He told me.
And you're like, thanks, dick.
I was like, yeah, I'm good. And the second we were done, I was like vomiting bile.
Oh, man.
And my body was just like, yeah, dude, you can't party like this and not sleep. And,
crazy, son.
Just... yeah, it's crazy. It'll. I mean, but I anytime I watch an interview with a hardcore touring band or whatever, they're all, everyone's body takes a fucking beating.
Yeah, I mean, you're sleeping in a fucking van sometimes.
Well, you're eating shit. You're not on a routine. It's plus just the partying.
Yeah.
It's just
That's how I don't understand how bands like fucking Haywire do it, bro. They are on tour constantly, bro.
How long are they gonna do it for?
Yeah, that's true. And it's funny because Ash had said something to me. He said, every band has a lifespan. Yeah. And it's like, that's why I said 22 years is impressive. And then to play the biggest show on Long Island 22 years later with all your favorite bands.
Yeah.
That's a bravo to that. That's a bravo to that. But with that being said, it's like, fuck, what was I saying? 22 years
About
later.
Haywire,
oh yeah, some bands just like
they're touring hard.
Yeah, like they have a lifespan, so they have to get it in that lifespan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, especially
they have
if
to do
you're
as many
popular.
tours, as many shows as possible, as many you got to milk it, sell as many shirts, because there's gonna come a time where the new thing is gonna come out. And your band is not gonna no longer gonna be the new one. We've seen it with Code Orange, we've seen it with Vane, we've seen it with all these bands. They boom, flash in the pan, and then they made it, boom, tour, show. Vane was doing WrestleMania, Code Orange, WrestleMania and all this.
That's right, yeah.
Where's Code Orange now? I haven't heard from them in a while.
Well, I just remember even listen, I love Oi. I love Haywire's style.
I love Haywire.
But I am shocked that the hardcore scene all of a sudden likes Oi music.
Yeah. You know how it is.
I'm just like, whoa,
it's a popularity
it's
thing.
not just the same thing with Vane. It's like, whoa, all of a sudden the hardcore scene will accept, somewhat of like a Slipknot sounding,
melodic fucking infusion.
I mean, listen,
metal.
it's amazing. But I've always been, like I told you, like my first 3 hardcore albums are like very diverse. You got VOD, this mix of metal and singing and hardcore, and then 25 to Life, which was 25 to Life to me was like a very early age beatdown band.
25.
They I'm just saying, but the music.
Yeah,
if you listen, the music is heavy as fuck. Like I love 25 to Life.
Yeah, of course.
I think them and Bulldoze are very early age beatdown. Even though I think
Bulldoze would have to be the first beatdown.
Oh, they are.
Band
I would agree with that. But I just think that 25 have a lot of songs that I would consider of the beatdown style.
Right.
And I just was very influenced by their guitar. I just loved it on that album.
Yeah.
Strength Through Unity.
Strength Through Unity, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking great album. Great album. He lost his shit, but the music fucking still stands.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how much did he really have to do with writing the music?
Yeah, true story.
I think the guy, Fred, the guitarist, he did most of it. So the music to me, but to be honest, it was never like, oh yeah, his vocals are sick. It was just like the music is sick, and it's like, all right.
You put up with what he's saying over the music.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And to be honest, I do think Rick sounds good on Strength Through Unity EP.
Right.
I do actually like his voice, but obviously on some of the other ones, it's a little weird.
It's fucking a little weird, is right, bro.
Whatever.
So my dude, right? So you've been playing hockey. You said you were playing roller hockey in 2001, you said?
Yeah, so when I graduated high school. So like that's the thing, I'm sports is a very, very big part of my life, just as much as music.
Yeah, right.
And it's kind of like how this show could relate in a sense, because it was like I was always into sports. That was my first passion in life, was Islanders hockey, New York Islanders hockey.
That was one of my questions. Yeah. Is that your first ever favorite team? Or was it the Yankees?
It was the Yankees,
Right?
Definitely, because my father and just my family were Yankee fans. No one in my family were Islander fans. They knew of them, obviously, but like it was kind of me that kind of developed that fandom on my own.
Right.
But yeah, Yankees were definitely first.
It was definitely Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, how could it not be? And you're talking about early 90s Yankees?
Yeah, so before 96.
Before when they were still,
Yeah, I think when I went to my first game in 92.
Okay.
I think I have a ticket stub from then.
Fire. Damn.
Yeah, just, around 92, I was like 8, 9 years old, 10, stuff like that. I think I went to games in 94, I know, the strike year.
Right.
Before they went on strike, I know I went to a game, and I remember just like, because back then, how I found out about, because too, I grew up without cable TV, so it was like,
yeah, me too.
the fucking newspaper would come to the house. I'm looking at the standings, the score, the schedule. Used to cut out the schedule for the week.
Yeah.
Put it on the fucking wall,
Right.
so I knew when the games were and shit.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
It was like, and I remember those schedules. It was like kind of like a calendar.
Yeah,
Right.
for
And
the
on
week.
the day, it would have who's playing at what time.
Yeah,
I remember those shit.
All the local teams.
Yeah, showing our age, boy.
I know.
TV guide type shit, right?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
But so it was like through, I guess, the newspaper. All right, I'm looking at Yankee stuff, and it's like I just remember seeing the Islanders logo, and I just thought it was so sick that
With the Islander, that
they
actual logo?
No, the island. No, the original OG logo.
Okay.
No, I hated the fisherman thing.
Did you really?
At the time.
At the time,
but
it's a very popular logo.
But I hated it because of the abuse the Ranger fans gave us.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Come on, fish
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
First it was fish sticks, but then it was fish dicks.
Yeah, you know how shit evolves, you know what I'm saying?
So
fucking wittiness.
Plus that era, dude. But like that's the thing. Like a lot of my like anger from growing up would translate into sports because like I'm in school and getting shit because
Right.
I'm an Islander fan to the point where I've been in fights. I've been in fights in school over, we're talking middle school. I've gotten into two full-on fist fights over Islander Ranger beef and then Yankee Met beef.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta handle your shit,
So
son.
it's just like,
you gotta handle your shit.
that was in fucking middle school over sports.
Right.
And then when I was huge into hockey too, but again, my family didn't have money to like.
Hockey's a very expensive
hockey's a rich kid sport. You need to have
Very
money.
expensive.
That's why I didn't really get to playing till I was out of high school,
Right.
making my own money and
Right.
funding it myself. Because in high school, I was trying to like try out for the hockey team.
Right.
The hockey travel camp. There's all this bullshit.
That shit is expensive, yeah.
Expensive as fuck. But the worst part is the fucking kids. Because
Yeah.
you're
You're gonna have to be fighting every time you show up to a camp.
I got into a fight once, and it turned out to be the son of the coach.
Unbelievable, of course.
So it was just like, boom,
Typical
you're
Dan
done.
Luck,
Like
right?
you're never playing hockey in the school again.
Yeah.
So I gave up on it.
Unbelievable.
I gave up on playing in that
Right.
era because I hated all these kids to
Right.
the point where every day at school, potential for a fight.
And this is sports rivalry.
Yeah, well, the Islander Ranger thing was just because the Islanders were terrible.
Yeah, and you get some
And
shit
the Rangers
you don't
won.
like hearing
The Rangers
no shit.
won the fucking cup in '94.
There you go.
And this was
You were
like all
probably
that
getting
era.
a lot of bullshit
Yeah,
from that.
and the Islanders
bro.
come out with the fish sticks logo.
Oh, my
And they're
God.
the worst team in the NHL for that era that the jersey came out. So I think that's why the logo gets so much hate is because they were terrible in 94, 95, 96.
Right.
Those were the worst years of the Islanders, horrible. But, and then with the Yankees, it was just vandalism shit.
Really?
Yeah, I had a Yankees binder and this kid who I had problems with, and the problems I had with him are fucking crazy because, just it's
If not
insane.
sports related?
Not sports related, but just like insane things that 13-year-old kids shouldn't be, fighting over. But like,
You want to tell me off camera?
Yeah.
Because I gotta hear what 2 13-year-olds they have beef over that's not sports. It wasn't a girl.
no, it was over our parents. My dad beefing with his mom.
That's the the
Yo,
best.
this was like a fucking years long beef. And
That's the best. Your dad's beefing with his
vengeance
mom. And then sure enough, you were just throwing down.
yeah, and well,
So he wrote on your
he
binder.
wrote like fucking Yankees suck, all that type of shit.
And you were like, I'm beating the shit out of this fucking kid.
So when I knew it was him, I went to get my binder. I was like, fuck, he wrote all over it. Because we kept our binders in the class. And then fucking at lunch, this was in the era when the Mets were wearing white uniforms.
Oh,
in the
my
90s.
God.
They had the white jerseys.
Yeah, the white with the stripe, just the stripe right there.
Yeah. And he had a white Mets hat. And he was always going to Mets games. And the second he got up, I took the hat because he left his hat on the lunch table. And I walked over to the table in front of all his friends with a black Sharpie. And just, Mets suck.
Just casually looking at everybody, writing on his hat.
So, I'm like, I put the hat back down. I'm waiting for him to come back.
You knew what time it was.
I'm like, yo, we're going to fight the second he sees what I did to his brand new hat.
He's going to be tight.
He sees the hat. He goes, I'm going to the dean.
No, bitched up automatically.
Yes. Like,
oh, my God.
But then I ended up fighting him like 2 weeks later. Anyway.
Nice. Give him a nice beating. So sometimes you got to throw Met fans some beatings. I'm only kidding, Met fans. Relax. Jesus Murphy, guys. Sheesh. So, dude, me and you have been going to Yankee games for a while. See, me and Dan, we go and we give the other team some shit. You'll hear us talking shit to the other team. We like going to like the outfield right along the bullpen wall. And we have... The only thing is you can't curse, but you don't need curses to be witty, bro. We've had their own teammates laughing at them. We've had them giving us cheerses. We've had them kicking people out. We were calling him, I think his number was like 6'5". We were calling him Tekashi 6'5" because he got like a bunch of people kicked out. We just have
he kept going to the
security and being like, get him out. It's like the Astros playoff game. And it was the year that the Astros, it's like 2007 when they cheated us, remember? Was that the year that they cheated
2017.
us? 2017. That was the year they cheated us out of the fucking... We were at one of those home games.
It was brutal because we went to the game where they lost in 19 as well.
Unfucking believable, man. I mean, shit. Do we have to stop going to Yankee playoff games?
No, I mean, I also went to I've been to playoff games where they won.
Nah, I mean,
Didi Gregorius Grand Slam in there was a ALDS divisional series.
Oh, we going to opening day? We got to try to go to opening day, bro.
Yeah,
we went to opening day last year, remember? And we called that Austin Wells home run from the outfield.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? We were sitting in the bleachers. That was a great fucking time. Dan has been, not only has Dan, see, that's what I'm saying. Like you meet people in life, right? I was just smoking weed with somebody in the back of the venue, and Dan strolls over, hands me a demo, and we've been friends ever since. Not only has we been going to Yankee games since forever, but also NYCFC games. This man has been coming with me to games since 2016, right?
Oh, the beginning.
2015, first season. And it was so hard to find friends to come with me to games, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have friends that are into things that you are into and they're not, persuade them, bro. Be like, come with me to a game. Come with me to go do this. Come with me to go do that. Because you might broaden somebody's experience on things. Not saying that Dan wasn't into soccer beforehand or anything like that, because we have brought other people to games that ends up just being in love with the sport. What I'm saying is, if I would have never been like, Dan, you want to go to a soccer game? He's like, soccer at Yankee Stadium? What? Yeah. Bro, for 10 years, he's been coming with me straight to fucking NYCFC games, bro. Like my bro. On top, I ain't gonna bring up the fact that I had a chance to be on the field and shoot a goal on the net. And I told Dan, mind you, Dan didn't know how to use an iPhone, so I'll give him that at the time. I give him my phone. I'm like, Dan, I'm about to shoot a goal on the field, Yankee Stadium, NYCFC. It's one of the biggest moments of my life. Dan hands me the phone back. 3 selfies of himself on the field, bro. That's all I got. That's all I got for my phone. 3 selfies a day. I'm going to post one of the selfies right here. Right here. One of the Dan selfies is going to be posted right there. I said, Dan, where's the video? He said, I thought I recorded it. 3 selfies I found on my phone and didn't answer, bro. You're my brother, man. Listen,
my
man.
Mistake.
Dude, man, I gotta be honest.
But it was a sick shot, and I'm kind of pissed I didn't get the video because...
Was it a sick shot?
It was like top shelf.
Beautiful.
A lot of height.
Oh, fantastic. Goalkeeper. Wouldn't have been able to get to that.
No, I was very impressed.
It's my only fucking witness to that shot.
I probably would have kicked it and it would just like rolled in. But like this was like a legit,
boom,
you know.
Toma. And mind you, I felt a little embarrassed because it was me and like 8 little kids in front of me. I was like the only adult that signed up for this activity from the club. It's like me and a bunch of fucking 8, 9-year-olds. And I was like, I don't give a shit. This is like awesome. Dan's gonna record it for me, document it. Nope. 3 selfies. Dan's happy in them though. I'm gonna put one right here too. Second selfie coming right here of my boy Dan. Yo, Dan, my brother, listen, man. I think we had a great episode.
Yeah.
I think we had a fantastic episode. I'm glad finally after all this time that I think this, honestly, it probably couldn't have gone any better. I think, you know what I'm saying? All the waiting and the time and the build up for this episode is definitely going to be well worth it. I hope everybody enjoys this episode too, man. I'm definitely, Big Play Small Talk. If you don't already, check me out on the NYC Nobody's podcast. We cover a lot of New York City, NYCFC stuff. Basically all NYCFC stuff. We're going to be covering all the news and the mishaps and the happenings of the season for the whole season. But here in Big Play Small Talk, I want to not only do sports because I love sports, but I also want to cover culture. I want to cover New York City. I want to cover friends of mine like Dan, who plays in an amazing band, again, who's playing a huge show. I'm going to try to get this episode tonight. I know it's Friday night. It's 8:40. I'm going to try to do some magic editing. Maybe I could get it out tonight, but it's damn sure going to be out in the morning. We're going to push it. If you're going to the show, please, man, give it up for my boy, Dan Enhancer, who puts his everything into this band. Give it up for the fact that he's been doing this shit for 22 years, bro. He puts everything behind it. Give it up to the rest of the band, too. The Dougies, my boy fucking Chops, and Greg, and everybody else who's played in Psycho Enhancer, man. Honestly, criminally underrated band. Criminally underrated, bro. In my eyes, literally in my top 5, for sure, hands down. You are my brother.
Appreciate it.
You are my brother. I will be at the show tomorrow. You already know that. You are welcome on this show anytime. And basically what I want to do, we'll do a part 1 now, which is basically Dan Enhancer, the hardcore. We're going to do a part 2, which is Dan Enhancer, the sport fan. We're going to dig a little deeper into these fights that he had in middle school. You know what I'm saying? These rivalries. And Dan, my brother, thank you so much for joining the show, my brother.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll see you tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate everybody, guys.
Let's go.
Hope you enjoyed the episode.